And of course, it's all systems go then for April 9th, Easter Sunday, as Seamus Duke was talking about eggs in baskets. Whoever will come out on top of that one, that's what it's all gearing to. Today, it'll be interesting to see what sort of contest we will have between Mayo and, of course, Roscommon in this Alliance National Football League Division 1 encounter. The referee is Brendan Cawley from the county of Kildare. He's looking left and looking right, just making sure everything is in order. Going in for the hop is Matthew Ruan and Diarmuid O'Connor, and he's been contested there alongside Tiger O'Rourke and Keith Doyle. It is Mayo playing from left to right for the start of this encounter, and straight away from the throw-in it is Mayo that win it through Diarmuid O'Connor. O'Connor looking to get the ball moving fast, finds Matty Ruan from Brafey, just between the 45 metre line and the 21 metre line, gives a short pass to Paddy Durkin, the captain for the season, and of course he will be the captain for this afternoon as well, as Stephen Cohen is the vice captain, has been captain Mayo up until now. That's a great pass, that's a great opening score from Tommy Conroy, and Mayo are ahead by a point to no score after a minute of play. That's a great start.
Great start by Tommy Conroy, lovely move actually, great ball from Matthew Ruan across the field, but Conroy's confidence was manifest that time. Lovely score in the opening minute for Mayo.
So it's a good start for Mayo with Tommy Conroy coming into the starting 15. That's his first score of the league campaign, making his first start of the league season, his first start in 13 months. Saw, of course, game time last week in Castlebar. A huge roar for Tommy after that horrendous injury, and great to see him back as well and moving well. Roscommon go short with their kick out, looking to build from deep just inside their own half now, taking it into Mayo's half. It's there with David Murray. Murray gives a short pass to Conor Daly, 40 metres out from that Mayo goal. Daly advanced the ball forward. There's been O'Carroll to Keith Doyle, and Doyle's effort just drops short into the hands of Rory Byrne, and Mayo now will clear their lines.
Yeah, that's a wasted opportunity for Roscommon. They carved a lovely opening for themselves, but again a poorly hit, an under-hit shot into Rory Byrne's hand, and now Mayo on the counter-attack.
Ben O'Carroll has been one of Roscommon's most influential forwards this season as well, a real talent. He scored 1-8 for Roscommon in the league. They'll be looking for more of the same with him this afternoon. Paddy Durkin taking play forward for Kevin McStay's side, gives a short pass to Diarmuid O'Connor back to Paddy Durkin trying to play a diagonal ball in towards Cillian O'Connor. It's been batted away. It's still there with Mayo just outside the large D, and Tommy Conroy is eventually dispossessed, and Roscommon have possession back just inside their own 45 metre line now. A Conor Daly, options to his left there if he needs it. It's Robbie Dolan. Instead he opts to give a short pass to Niall Daly, and Daly now has switched direction over towards the far side. We've played 2.5 minutes. Mayo ahead by a point. They're shooting into the graveyard end. Roscommon sprayed over towards the stand side now to Conor Daly from Pádraig Pearses. Daly gives a short hand pass to Robbie Dolan, and Dolan looking to advance it forward. A careless pass straight into the path of Paddy Durkin, and Paddy now comes away with it with those trademark white boots in the centre of the field, looking for options to his left. Sees young Sam Calnan from Balna Stephenites. Calnan picks out Cillian O'Connor over that far side, still about 55 metres out from the Roscommon goal. Gives a short pass to Matty Ruan. 3 Roscommon men surround him. His jersey's pulled, he's fouled, 3 in, 45 metres out.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Paddy Durkin's first start of the season, he's playing in a kind of a loose role around the half-back line. In the 3 minutes or so we have been involved so far, he's been very, very conspicuous by his presence and by the way he is actually setting up attacks.
Very interesting to keep tabs on that, and great to see Paddy back in the starting fold. We said at the outset there's a real competition for places in the Mayo side, with Kevin McStay and his management team giving every player an opportunity. And as I say, when you're playing well, it's difficult to drop you, but at the same time, such a compact season, such a compact agenda of fixtures, and this could, as we say, potentially be the third meeting of these sides in 5 weeks if they're both to get to the league final. Here comes the free from Cillian O'Connor. Composure, and that's personified. That's a great score from Cillian O'Connor. 4 minutes in, Mayo ahead, 2 points to no score.
That's very, very well struck by Cillian O'Connor. Again, head down, foot through the ball, over the black spot. Great shot, great score, and again, give him a lot of confidence.
The restart comes from Colm Lavin from the Aero Club, who's a late change to the Roscommon side. Of course, Conor Carroll from Oranmore Mary has been their number one choice prior to this, but the experienced Colm Lavin back in the starting 15. Gives a short pass out to Niall Daly. They'll now switch their direction over towards the far side, and Roscommon taking it out now from their own 45-metre line. Just again though, opting to go back to their keeper, Colm Lavin, and even some supporters here in the stand just urging their side to take it forward, to go more advanced with it and not to be hesitant in their play. Here comes Inda Smith now. He's taking the forward. He's going past the challenge of Phil McDonough. He's still going. Inda Smith from Boyle, trying to play a ball over the top, and that's excellently cut out back there by David McBride from Ballahadreen. McBride is fouled, takes it very quickly, gives it out to Stephen Cohn, just underneath us here in the stand side. Cohn to Matty Ruan. Ruan to Jack Carney, a man who had a fantastic game last weekend against Tyrone. Now he finds Tommy Conroy. Conroy 40 metres out from that Roscommon goal. Just needs support. Gets it back from Kilmeena's Jack Carney. And Carney now gives a short pass to Jack Coyne, man from Ballyhonus, who's very impressive season so far as well. Back in the Mayo fold, gives it short to Killian O'Connor. O'Connor's going to fancy an effort here, and that's the near post and wide. The first wide for Mayo.
First wide for Mayo, but they've been very impressive with the way of the transition from defence to attack up to now. Again, using the width of the pitch very effectively, but getting the ball forward directly.
Here come Roscommon again now, going short with their kickouts and trying to see if they can get a bit of rhythm going and working it forward. They win a free just inside their own half. Here come Roscommon now in the shape of midfielder Tiger O'Rourke from the Tulsk Gord Edwards club. O'Rourke looking to play a short pass forward. Great interception back there by Sam Callanan. Wonderful housekeeping duties from the Belnas Stephen Knight's man to dispossess Ben O'Carroll. Now Mayo transition quickly. It's there with James Carr from Arda. 3 goals in 4 games. He's going for a point this occasion off his left boot, and that's gone to the left and wide.
Yeah, lovely move again. Good direct use of the ball up along the sideline. James Carr showed very well for the ball. Got in. I thought he was hoping to curl it in, but again it drifted away to the left of the post. That's 2 wides within a minute.
Here comes the restart once more from Colm Lavin. Plenty of distance in that, just drops into the Mayo half, and eventually Roscommon win the free from that one as well. Looking to take it quickly to see if there's any movement inside, but with Dermot Murtagh in hand, and instead no movement inside. He went back to Niall Daly. Here comes Roscommon once more now with Dermot Murtagh. 35 metres out from the Mayo goal, close to stand side, trying to cut inside, past the challenge there of Fionn McDonough. He's dispossessed. Wonderful defending from Mayo and from Fionn McDonough in particular. McDonough wins his free, and it's a free out for Mayo. Yeah,
McDonough won the free. Good support from McBrien behind him, and again I think it's Stephen Cohn it was who was up in support as well. But Mayo, their movement is superior to that of Roscommon's at the moment. They're getting players forward very, very quickly. They're able to find their men with greater ease. They're just setting their, shall we say, they're getting the rhythms right early in the game, and are quite impressive so far.
On the attack again now with James Carr dancing his way past the Roscommon defence. James Carr, score. He's certainly in the form of his life this season. He is fantastic. That's his first score of the afternoon, and he has now racked up 3 goals and 4 points in this year's league so far. He really is having a fine season.
A fine season, but once more again, not afraid to take on the responsibility of going for a score when it's on. Again, onto the right foot. This time the ball went direct for him, didn't drift away. But as I said, the Mayo movement, the Mayo running, the Mayo support play is of a quality that really Roscommon are finding it hard to match.
Mayo leading Roscommon 3 points to no score after 8.5 minutes, and each of the 3 in the full forward line have now scored. Tommy Conroy, Cillian O'Connor and James Carr all opened their accounts inside the opening 9 minutes. It's there with Conor Daly just inside his own half, looking to get Roscommon moving now. That's a clever ball to cut out a bit of Mayo defending, to pick out Tiger O'Rourke. O'Rourke gives a short pass to David Murray, but the end product leaves a lot to be desired. That is a first wide for Roscommon.
Yeah, first wide for Roscommon. Again, a lovely ball, I think, was it to Tiger O'Rourke over the top. Great movement from Tiger O'Rourke, and again the movement deserved a better finish than what it got.
The restart from Rory Byrne. He picks out Fionn McDonough, about a 35 metre pass. It's returned back to Rory Byrne via Sam Callanan, and Mayo switch direction now over to the far side as Paddy Durkin offloads it over there, as Jack Coyne from Ballyhonus, back to David McBride.
Yes, well, it's interesting actually, even though they're playing the ball laterally and there are a lot of men back in the defence, there are 5 Mayo players up inside the Roscommon 45 metre line. Very
interesting to see how Mayo have been setting up, and as they say, they have their full forward line all inside that 13 metre line now as we speak, just flirting around that, looking to make the movements now. Mayo in possession, 45 metres out from that Roscommon goal with Jack Carney. Carney looking up at options available, gives a nice hand pass to Tommy Conroy. He's surrounded by 2 Roscommon players, David Murray and Conor Hussey. He skins both of them. He's still going, Tommy Conroy, and he's trying to fist this one in over the bar. Oh, it's just off the post. Has come back to Roscommon man, and they will clear their lines. But the pace from Tommy Conroy, ferocious.
Oh, when he put on the afterburners there, he left 3 of them floundering. That was a delightful piece of movement by Conroy. Again, unlucky that it came back off the post.
It's as you are. Mayo leading Roscommon 3 points to no score with 10 minutes gone here in Dr. Hyde Park. It is top of the table clash. Here come the Rossies now, looking to move it forward. Dermot Murtha from St. Folius, 13 metres out, but close enough to the stand side. Needs support. Gets it from Robbie Dolan. And Dolan, he was looking for a free. The home support thought so as well. But referee Brendan Cawley says play on. And Stephen Cohn transitions the ball forward to Arda's James Carr, 40 metres out, taking on the challenge of Keith Doyle. It's still James Carr, needs support, gets it. Killian comes in. It's still there with Mayo. 2 Roscommon around him. Eventually he's fouled, and that's good play from Killian O'Connor. Before that, James Carr.
Well, James Carr, but I felt myself that James Carr should have looked up when he got the ball that time. Killian O'Connor made a lovely break. Probably James held on to it that little bit long. By the time Killian got the ball, he was surrounded by 2 Roscommon defenders, and I think one of them, it was Conor Daly, who maybe eventually committed the foul. Gives Killian a kick from about 30 metres out on, shall we say, his wrong side. If he has a wrong side.
Well, we'll soon find out, Martin Carney, if Killian O'Connor has a wrong side. Shooting into the graveyard end. This will put Mayo 4 points ahead after 11 and a half minutes. That's certainly put to bed, because there's no wrong side for Killian O'Connor. Over there.
That has shut me up. That was a lovely strike. Again, started it well out to the right. Again, drifted it in. Delightful execution.
Well, Roscommon yet to get off the mark. And we mentioned the 5 changes from Mayo, but it hasn't disrupted their rhythm or their momentum, because they're certainly continuing where they've left off in their recent games. Their good form is continuing here in Dr. Hyde Park, as Mayo win a free from that Roscommon kick out. It'll be taken by Stephen Cohn just inside the Mayo half. He plays it back to Sam Callanan. Callanan in possession, looking for options. It's there now with Conor Loftus, the Crossmolina man, the 27-year-old who made his debut under Stephen Rochford in 2016 as a corner forward, then moved out the field to midfield, and now he's at number 6. Nice ball played into Stephen Cohn, who's now 21 metres out from that Roscommon goal. Gives a short pass to Jordan Flynn. Flynn recycles it back out. James Carr gives it to Dermot O'Connor. And now it's there with Conor Loftus. Mayo looking very composed and taking it into the Roscommon 45 metre line once again now is Conor Loftus. Loftus looks up, gives a short hand pass to Jack Coyne. Now it's with Dermot O'Connor, and O'Connor sprays it over to the stand side. A difficult one there for Paddy Durkin to read. The hop almost caught him, but he's done very well, because Inda Smith was there and he was trying to really get possession back, and he was tackling ferociously, but Durkin done well.
He was biting, let's be honest about it. Yeah, good tackling from Inda Smith, but Paddy Durkin did well to hold on to the ball and again recycle it.
Now it's switched over to that far side. It's still Mayo ahead, 4 points to no score, and still looking the far more controlled and composed outfit here. Roscommon just haven't got out of the traps just yet. It's with Jack Carney, 45 metres out from the Roscommon goal. Gives a short pass to Stephen Cohn. Cohn trying to lift it over the head of a Roscommon player. He does eventually, gets it to Paddy Durkin. Durkin lets Matty run away. It's back to Stephen Cohn from a tight angle, and that one harmlessly goes past the face of goal and wide. Third wide for Mayo.
Third wide for Mayo, that time from Stephen Cohn. Interestingly enough, we've seen Stephen Cohn up on the full forward line on 2 occasions in the opening 15 minutes or so. That time it was maybe hit with, shall we say, a little less confidence than it should have been. So Roscommon have the opportunity to build from the restart, but every time Roscommon have got into the Mayo attack, they're confronted by 3 or 4 Mayo defenders who are defending very effectively in numbers.
Roscommon now trying to build again, going short with that kick out, taking it forward with Niall Daly, gives to Conor Hussey, nice clever pass inside to Ben O'Carroll looking for Diarmuid Murta, it just skips away from him momentarily. It's still there for Roscommon in the large D, now it's into Smith 21 metres out, trying to get past Paddy Durkin, trying to cut inside. Paddy is there, also Jordan Flynn is there, but recycled back out to David Murray. The shouts for a free in. Brendan Cawley's taking the good look. There's 5 Mayo players around him, and eventually it's Jack Carney that comes away with it, and Mayo on the counter attack now with Sam Callanan is fouled and be a free for Mayo. Good defending, Martin Carney.
Great discipline defending, not alone good but great discipline. Long ball again. Killian O'Connor's after winning another
wonderful play from Killian. There's 2 Roscommon around him, and the free has been awarded to Mayo. And again, Martin, we talk about that direct football.
The contrast is manifest though. When Mayo attack, they attack with purpose, they attack with venom, and they attack with an awful lot more effectiveness than Roscommon. Roscommon in the 3 or 4 attacks they've had up to now, they've been gobbled up. There's a defensive kind of, shall we say, ravenous sense to Mayo at the moment. Anytime a Roscommon forward gets the ball, there are 2 or 3 Mayo defenders around them.
Here comes Killian O'Connor, and he puts that one up and over the bar. He had 4 coming into this afternoon's game. Well, he is now up to 7, and that's one man for sure that'll climb up that ladder in the scoring ranks.
Well, as I said earlier in the preview to it, I think he's only scored, by his standards, a very, very low number of scores up to now. I think he had got 4, maybe 2 or 3 points, but by God, he's making up for it today.
It's Mayo ahead, 5 points to no score, just over a quarter of an hour gone. The restart comes from Lav, and it's gone straight in the path of Paddy Durkin, and Paddy now transitions it forward to Fionn McDonough from Westport. That's a wonderful score from Fionn McDonough, and Mayo are ahead now by 6 points, and Roscommon are finding it difficult to deal with Mayo.
Well, it's the beginning of March, it's not Christmas Day, but that time it was like Christmas Day. The present that Colm Lavin, the Roscommon goalkeeper, gave actually to Mayo. Kick out directly down the middle. I forget who fielded it. I think it was Paddy Durkin. Gave the ball to Fionn McDonough, who duly dispatched it.
That's McDonough's 3rd point of this year's league campaign, and by all accounts as well is having a fine campaign and nailing down that regular starting berth. We've played 16 and a half minutes. Is Mayo ahead, 6 points to no score. We didn't expect this from Roscommon, Martin. They just haven't got out of the traps.
They haven't got out of the traps at all. They're not playing the energy that we've associated with them this year so far. They're finding it very difficult to find men inside, and the Mayo defensive screen has been all over them anytime they've got forward, just like that case there.
Tremendous defending and interception there from Matty Ruan, and here comes Tommy Conroy now putting on the burners. The Mayo support love to see this man eating up the ground. Nice short pass to James Carr, hits off Roscommon man, it'll go out for a 45, but Tommy Conroy, Martin, we have to say it again, he is in super shape. The speed of him,
well, he just gobbled up ground that time, gave the ball to James Carr, a delightfully weighted pass with his right hand, and it just Carr took the ball at pace, and I think when he went for the point, it actually hit the back of a Roscommon defender. It was kind of maybe a 45 by default, so to speak, and Rory Byrne now is coming up to take the kick.
Rory Byrne looked to get his opening score of his league campaign. This is his first start. Of course, Colm Reap has had good success and good joy from placed kicks, 4 so far. Let's see what Rory Byrne can do. Equally as impressive. That's a fine effort dispatched from Rory Byrne. Mayo are leading 7 points to no score. We've played 18 minutes here.
Yeah, 18 minutes gone. I said beforehand again that Mayo had 15 different scores this year in the league. Add that one to it, that's 16 different scores. A lovely strike from Rory Byrne. It was his first start of the league campaign.
Well, certainly it's all about Mayo in these early stages. We approach the 20-minute mark, leading 7 points to no score.
Yeah, but I'm surprised at Roscommon. There doesn't seem to be any devil in them today. There doesn't seem to be any determination or energy to actually bring a challenge to Mayo. Mayo are doing what they want to out there, and again, that is a big surprise to me.
Well, certainly when you consider how Roscommon played against the likes of Tyrone and Armagh, they just haven't showed up yet. But let's see what they're capable of doing now. They're certainly going to hit their purple patch at some juncture. Will it be from now on, as Diarmuid Murtagh taking it forward 21 metres out from that Mayo goal, gets support from Robbie Dolan. Dolan turns back out again, about 45 metres out from the Mayo goal, as Keith Doyle look to give a nice short dink pass to Richard Hughes. Hughes looking at options. Still there for Roscommon in the large D now. It's Tiger O'Rourke. Recycles it back out to Ben O'Carroll from St. Bridget's. O'Carroll to Keith Doyle. Doyle to Robbie Dolan. Dolan 40 metres out from that Mayo goal, but there's no sense of urgency with Roscommon in attack.
No, but Mayo are suffocating the space there in front of the D very, very effectively. All the time there are 2 or 3 players coming towards the player in possession and snuffing out any possibilities of giving a quick pass into shall we say, an advantageous position.
There with Tiger O'Rourke now again, as Martin said, Mayo making life very difficult for Roscommon as they're trying to work their way through. They're going to try a different avenue now, going this near stand side with their cornerback Conor Hussey. Hussey gives a short pass to Richard Hughes. Hughes trying to glide past Fionn McDonough. That's easier said than done. Referee blows his whistle and is given the free in, and fairly so as well, because he was testing out the material of that jersey.
Yeah, he's testing material. At that time the referee gave the advantage, but when it wasn't accruing, gave the opportunity to Roscommon now to open their account from a free kick just to the left of the D as we look at it, and I think is Diarmuid Murtagh taking it.
Yep, this will be their first score of the encounter, and it is Diarmuid Murtagh. Yep. After just over 20 minutes to play, Roscommon have opened their account. It's Mayo 7, Roscommon 1, and that's badly needed from a Roscommon perspective.
Yeah, it was badly needed again. It should give them a little bit of shall we say, confidence, and we'd hope to see them upping the urgency and upping the effort actually that has been noticeable by his absence up to now.
Mayo go short with the kick out and ahead by 6 points, just over 20 minutes gone in this round 5 Allianz National Football League Division 1 encounter. Our coverage with thanks to O'Halloran and O'Brien Construction in the UK. Jeremy O'Connor gathers possession just inside his own half. In close proximity to him is Diarmuid Murtagh. He opts to play it back to Jack Coyne, and the Ballyhaunis man now will transition over to the far side. Interesting about the 22-year-old Ballyhaunis man. He was called up by James Horan in 2020, only made his one and only competitive appearance against Leitrim in the 2021 Connacht Championship. Was also on the bench for the Ireland semi-final later that summer, but missed last season. But he's certainly back in the squad. His line-breaking ability, his energy, scoring ability, Ballyhaunis man has it all, and is getting his opportunity this season under Kevin McStay. Here comes Jack Carney now for Mayo. Does a nice 1-2. That pass has been intercepted, and Roscommon pick up the pieces just inside their own 45 metre line. It's there with Robbie Dolan. Dolan again, they're just not transitioning quickly. Back goes to the keeper, back to Colm Lavin, and Lavin will spray it over to the stand side to Niall Daly from the Pádraig Pearse's club. Daly looking to play it down here, but a good interception by Diarmuid O'Connor. Referee adjudged Diarmuid to have fouled Tiger O'Rourke and will give the free to Roscommon. Yeah,
just that last Mayo attack actually, where Jack Carney actually was I think he was on the receiving end of the ball from Matthew Ruan, just underhit it somewhat, and again a good turnover from a Roscommon point of view, but nothing came of it, and a free for them now, and they're actually making a substitution.
Kieran Murtagh coming on to replace Robbie Dolan. He was initially announced during the week when the team was first released, but he was a late omission. He's back in the side now after 22 minutes to play. Let's see what he can bring to the table. Instantaneously gets involved, finds into Smith, looking for the quick ball inside to Ben O'Carroll. O'Carroll looking to get past McBride, needs to turn, 3 Mayo players around him, plays into the large rectangle. Again Mayo trying to suffocate Roscommon there with Richard Hughes. Hughes sprays it over to the far side to Kieran Lennon. He's been tracked by Conor Loftus now. Lennon, also Tommy Conroy is there to pressurise them, and they're forced to kick it back out all the way. Funny enough, there's now 30 players inside the Mayo half, because Colm Lavin has also made his way forward. It's there now with Brian Stack, the captain, 21 metres out from the Mayo goal. Gives a short pass to Niall Daly. Daly to Conor Daly. The Daly brothers from Port Pearson is combining as Keith Doyle will switch it now into the path of Ben O'Carroll. O'Carroll looking to knife his way through the Mayo defence off his left foot, and that is a second wide for Roscommon.
Second wide for Roscommon, but as you said in your commentary there, Michael D, noticeable. Every single Mayo defender at that time was back inside their own 45, saw there was danger, got back to try and snuff it out and did it effectively. Jack Hardy now feels the kick out very well and gives it to Paddy Durkin.
Paddy Durkin now, the Castlebar Mitchell's man, looking for James Carr. It's a fine ball down the far flank. Carr out in front, his man slips. Carr looking to punish him off his right boot. James Carr, and that one is gone across the face of goal and wide, a fourth wide for Mayo.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with that, because in that case he had got inside his man, his defender had slipped. I think it was a Conor Daly, and he had time and he had the angle, but again the actual execution was poor.
25 minutes gone in Roscommon. Mayo ahead by 6 points, and they win that kick out again. Great pressure being applied by Fionn McDonough and Matty Ruan. Here comes McDonough, does a 1-2 with Killian, tries to spin, he's in the large rectangle, eventually the block comes in and Richard Hughes comes away with it for Roscommon.
Yeah, good defending by Roscommon that time. I thought Richard Hughes back in a very good situation to snuff out the danger, but it's not for the first time today that the kick out from Colm Lavin has gone right to a Mayo player and allowed him to actually set up an attack without much difficulty.
Great reception back there by Stephen Cohen, again mopping up the pieces. Here comes Mayo punishing Roscommon as Tommy Conroy has ball in hand, 45 metres out, trying to play a ball over the top for Paddy Durkin, but that one just maybe a little too over ambitious, and Roscommon are able to pick up the pieces and clear their lines.
Yeah, you've got to credit O'Brien stacked away. He got back that time and just got his fingertips to the ball as it directed it away from, I think it was Paddy Durkin. That was very, very good defending, because Durkin that time, had he got the ball, he was in a very threatening situation.
Niall Daly in possession for Roscommon. We've just played over 25 minutes. Davy Burke's side trailing Mayo by 6 points. Plays a nice clever ball into the corner for Ben O'Carroll to chase and to get on to. He's trying to get past Ballyhaunis man Jack Coyne. Instead they spray it out for Diarmuid Murtagh. Murtagh gets into a scoring position and he duly obliged. That's his second of the afternoon, his first from play, and Roscommon now are back to a 5-point game.
Yeah, it's a fine score for Diarmuid Murtagh that time. The ball recycled out to him, got it onto his left foot, didn't hesitate, just put it straight over the bar, and that's the last two scores of the game have come from Roscommon, so they're just gradually edging their way into it. And the point we haven't made actually up to now, Michael D, is that Mayo are favoured with the wind actually. Now, a slight one maybe going directly more into the corner, but whatever advantage there is, Mayo have it.
Yeah, certainly is going into that corner where the ambulance is parked as well, in that graveyard end. Here comes Mayo with James Carr. Carr makes room and Carr puts that one over the bar. That's his second of the afternoon, and that's Mayo's first score now, and I make it 8 minutes.
8 minutes, that's right. But Carr certainly doesn't lack confidence the way he's going at the moment. Just got a slight sniff of the goals and struck it over the bar. That's a good score for Carr. Anytime he gets the ball in or on that D, he's going to take on the responsibility.
Lavin goes long with the kick out. Keith Doyle jumps high for it, contesting it with Matty Ruan, and the referee has adjudged that the free will go towards Matty Ruan and Roscommon. Now he's bringing it back. Matty wants to take it quickly. I think some of the Roscommon support thought perhaps it was
well, I can understand that. It looked to me to be a 50-50 ball. I felt myself that both players caught it simultaneously, but the referee is down beside them, saw it clearer than we did obviously, and has given the kick to Mayo, and I think Matty's actually going to take it.
It is Matty Ruan that takes it, gives it short to Fionn McDonough. McDonough gives the return pass to Matty Ruan, and that's gone out for a sideline ball. It was a tough tackle from Diarmuid Murtagh. Now there's some arguments it could be a free.
It is a free for Mayo actually. The referee has indicated that there was a push in the back, that Murtagh pushed Ruan in the back. Okay, the ball came off Ruan and went out for a sideline kick, but I think the referee got it right.
Matty Ruan that'll take that free now for Mayo, just inside Roscommon's 45 metre line. That's with Sam Callanan now about 45 metres out. The centre of the field, a short pass to Paddy Durkin, calling for it over here all on his own is Jack Carney. and Kearney gathers possession between the 45 and the 21 metre line. Back to Matty Ruan, surrounded by two Roscommon players. Great tackling and tenacity shown by Dermot Murtagh, and Roscommon win their free out.
Yeah, Roscommon are starting to show a little bit more urgency now, a little bit more passion, a little bit more competitiveness. And at that time I think it was a combination of the full forward Dermot Murtagh and then the Smith who got back on him.
And here comes into Smith now to take that free. Rick gets the return pass coming along this Jan side. Short hand pass to Dermot Murtagh. Murtagh, nice dink pass into the centre to Tiger O'Rourke. They're coming now from deep, the runners. There is Colin Walsh. Walsh with a short pass into the centre. They're about 35 metres out. Referee blows his whistle. That's going to be a free in for Roscommon.
Yeah, the free that time actually was against David McBrien for pushing. I thought it was a harsh enough call actually for pushing the back. Again, I think he argued with the referee. The referee might be bringing in that little bit further. Just see in a moment. But Dermot Burt is going over to take it. But that was a free that David McBrien will be a little bit disappointed in conceding.
Well, Dermot Murtagh has an opportunity to get his third point of the afternoon, and he is their top scorer. 1-9 coming in to today's meeting of the sides. This will be his third, just on the verge of the large D, off his left boot, and makes no mistake about it. Puts it over. It's back now to a 5-point game.
Back to a 5-point game, but it must be said that Mayo are very much in control of it. They're far more composed, greater level of understanding among one another. And you know, when you think about it, Michael, there's a number of players haven't even got into the game yet. Like the likes of, for example, of have we seen Conor Loftus getting on the ball yet? You know, he's just covering space, playing the game at his ease. But Mayo or Roscommon haven't put enough pressure. Roscommon haven't put enough pressure on Mayo whatsoever.
Jack Carney done very well fielding that kick out from Rory Byrne, and Mayo just been dispossessed there. Now there's a roar from the Roscommon support to say play on. It is play on. It's back there with Colm Lavin just inside his own 21 metre line. Switches direction over to the far side. Roscommon now looking to build and get a bit of momentum. 5 minutes to go until half time. There with Kieran Murtagh from St. Faulius. Back it goes to the keeper again, Colm Lavin, who's just inside his own 45 metre line, and it's Roscommon trailing the green and red by 5 points. They switch it over to the stand side now to Niall Daly from the Porrick Pierce's club.
Yeah, but just look at the way the Mayo defence is set up. The players in every position, covering every possible angle and every possible space in there. And again, the likes of Jack Carney there, or is it David McBrien, got the ball but turned it over.
Oh, errors on both sides. Into Smith looking to punish, and Smith's effort has been ballooned wide. That is a third wide for Roscommon. Roscommon lost possession. Mayo won it back. Mayo gave it away again, and then the effort just not there for Roscommon.
Yeah, Roscommon should have actually punished that. That was a giveaway by David McBrien at full back. Gave the ball out carelessly, and the Smith got it on his left foot, on his right hand side, and again it didn't come in for him as he would have it liked.
Rory Byrne going short with the restart, and here comes Sam Callanan now for Mayo, going past the challenge of two Roscommon men, Conor Hussey and Ben O'Carroll. Gets support from Jack Carney. Carney offloads it to his left to Conor Loftus. Loftus has it now between the 45 and the 21 metre line. It's sprayed back out again as Mayo look still the far more composed outfit, leading by 5. But Paddy Durkin now 45 metres out. A few players slipping out there as well. A lot of rain overnight.
But there has been a shower actually in the last few minutes, very light shower, but has caused a little bit of grease in the surface, and a number of the players are starting to slip at different times.
Matty Ruan offloads it to his left to Sam Callanan. Mayo just 45 metres out from that Roscommon goal as Tommy Conroy will play it back into his own half again towards Matty Ruan, and now it's with David McBrien. McBrine from Ballahadreen has looked very impressive, loves to get forward as well, and slotted in like a duck to water since he's been given his opportunity by Kevin McStay and co.
But you just look at the movement of the Mayo forwards. They're moving around, they're creating spaces, even though there's 15 Roscommon players inside their own 45. Mayo players are still pushing them around, moving them around, looking to actually create that killing opening.
Jack Carney and Matty Ruan and Tommy Conroy collaborating over that far side. Carney looking now to give it to James Carr, who comes into the act. Carr tracked by two Roscommon players looking to play it back out there, but it's been gathered and Mayo have lost possession. It's there with Roscommon now, looking to come on the fast counter-attack. They win a free just inside their own half, looking to get the bodies forward. There with O'Carroll. To his left here is Conor Daly. Daly picks it up now, taking it forward for Roscommon, 45 metres out. In front, if he needs them, there is Inda Smith. Gives it to him. Smith just almost lost it momentarily. Back to Conor Daly. Daly needs to come inside, 13 metres out. It's a tight angle. It's a great score from Conor Daly, and all of a sudden it's back to a 4-point game with 34 minutes on the clock.
Great score by Roscommon. Good counter-attack. James Carr, I think, lost the ball over in the left corner forward position. Roscommon countered quickly. Conor Daly rather came up along with Enda Smith, and between the two of them created the opening. But when you consider how in second place Roscommon have been all the half, that they're only going in probably at half-time 4 points down, I'll tell you, they'll be happy enough about that in many respects, given the way they have played.
They certainly will, and their home support as well starting to find their voice, and just to see a bit more rhythm and composure and taking the game to Mayo a bit more. As we say, it's a 4-point game. We're approaching the 35th minute mark, just to see what's going to go up on the board in a couple of moments, as Mayo in possession with Conor Loftus just inside their own half. Gives it short to Jack Carney. There'll be 1 minute of additional time, so it'll be one last attack for Mayo at the end of this half now, with Jack Carney from Kilmena. Nice ball sprayed into the path of Killian O'Connor. Gets the return pass back to Killian, trying to make room for himself. Was about to pull the trigger, was fouled when doing so, and this will be an opportunity for the aforementioned O'Connor to stretch Mayo's lead out to 5 once again, about 30 metres out.
Yeah, Killian came in neatly that time on his right foot. I think it was at the right cornerback. I'm not sure who it was. I think it was Conor Hussey actually who maybe gave away the free kick, and again it's well within Killian's range, about 25 metres out, just to the left of the goal post. But just in the last couple of attacks that Roscommon have had, they've showed a little bit more purpose, a little bit more urgency, and again we'll be pleased in particular at getting a good score from Conor Daly. But this opportunity for Killian allows Mayo once again to put 5 points between the teams, and probably it reflects their superiority. In fact, maybe it flatters Roscommon somewhat.
Here comes Killian O'Connor and gets that one up and over, makes no mistake about it. That is Killian's 4th of the afternoon, his 8th of this year's league campaign, and there is the half-time whistle. It is Mayo going in, leading Roscommon at the break here by 5 points, 9 points to 4, and overall, Martin, you have to be happy with that first half display from Mayo.
It has been a good display from Mayo all through the pitch. There's a greater kind of awareness among themselves as to what they're about. They're playing with a level of confidence actually maybe that surpasses anything the Roscommon have brought to the party today. The Roscommon kind of, in particular in the first 20 minutes, their passivity. They didn't play with any of the aggression or any of the purpose or any of the energy that I would have expected from them. And you know,
time. And with that, we are back to Martin Kearney, and first Michael D. McAndrew.
Thank you very much, Ryan. You're welcome back here to Dr. Hyde Park in Roscommon. Brendan Cawley has just thrown in the ball, and we're away for the second half. It's Mayo who are playing from right to left in this encounter, and looking to get off to a good start. We haven't had the best, to be fair, in the opening half. It's left a lot to be desired, that is for sure. Here's come Paddy Durkin now, just inside his own half, looking to plough his way forward. Is fouled in the process, takes the free quickly, gives it short there to Jack Carney. Carney now sprayed over towards the stand side to Conor Loftus. Loftus looking to launch one in for James Carr, raised dispossessed back there by Conor Hussey, and away come Roscommon.
That's better from a Roscommon point of view. That's an inspirational bit of fielding. Roscommon are in transition, and much more sense that they want something out of this game.
Here they come now, Kieran Murta trying to glide his way past that Mayo defence. Does a nice little interaction there with Inda Smith. Back to Murta, and that's more like it from Roscommon. It's back now to a 4-point game, and the home support certainly like the look of that one as well.
Well, that's what you want to see. But that all started with a great bit of feeling from Conor Hussey in the right cornerback position. Moved the ball down the field, but Murta got on the end of it again, shot the ball over the bar. But Roscommon need that and much more of that if they're to get back into this match. Good start though.
The restart to come from Rory Byrne, just taking his time to assess the options, steering it over towards that far side now, and it falls into the path of Tommy Conroy, and making the run forward off his shoulder there is Fionn McDonough 35 metres out. There's 4 Roscommon players around him, gives it back there now with Stephen Cohen. Jermouth, there's with Jordan Flynn now, 45 metres out from that Roscommon goal. Flynn sprays it over towards Paddy Durkin looking for one for Cillian O'Connor, and Cillian score with an absolute beauty of a slicer, his 5th of the afternoon. What a score.
What a score, and embellishes a beautiful move by Mayo, moving the ball from one side to the other, but Cillian showing leadership and taking on the responsibility of a kick from an awkward angle. But it just shows you this guy, when the opportunity arises, has got all the equipment to actually make the most of it.
Excellent fetch there from Stephen Cohen from Colm Lavin's kick out. He's having a good decent game as well so far. Stephen Cohen gathering up plenty of possession and does well there in that moment of play. It's with Mayo now, 45 metres out from the Roscommon goal as Paddy Durkin back to Cohen, and now it's with Jack Carney, and it's transitioned over to the stand side towards Conor Loftus. Loftus looks forward instead, opts to go back to David McBride. We have played 3 minutes in the second half. It's Mayo leading 10 points to 5. Paddy Durkin in possession, 45 metres out from that Roscommon goal, close to the far sideline. Gives it now to Jack Coyne. Coyne forced to play it back out again, and it's now switched over to the stand side towards Conor Loftus. Loftus looking to advance it forward, runs about 25, make that 30 metres, gives a short hand pass now to Stephen Cohen, but again it's played about 40 metres back out the field again. And really, so far, Martin Carney, it hasn't been a game for the purists.
Hasn't been a game for the purists, but Mayo are just so patient in the way they're playing at the moment. I've been very impressed with their handling. Apart from their moving, their handling has been exceptional. When the ball is passed to them, it sticks generally, but they're going into a lot of lateral mode at the moment. And Jack Carney coming forward this time, or is it David McBreen to try and make the opening?
Yeah, McBreen gives a short to Stephen Cohen, and now it's with Jack Carney. Carney between the 45 metre line and the 21 metre line sees Tommy Conroy making a bursting run. Conor Daly is tracking him, trying to knife his way inside. He's fouled. 4 or 5 Roscommon men swarm around him, and Conroy does well to win the free.
Lovely bit of play again. Jack Carney, I think it was, who put the ball into his path, but Conroy, blistering pace. When that guy kind of goes into top gear, then forget about it. He is going to leave any defender in his wake once he gets inside, and that time they had to concede the free. The referee is having word with Conor Hussey, giving him a yellow card. I think it's more for the bit of lip he gave him rather than the actual foul itself, because there was nothing malicious whatsoever in the actual free.
Well, this will stretch Mayo's advantage out to 6 points, and will also be the 6th of the afternoon for Cillian O'Connor as well. Just 21 metres out. It's textbook stuff for the Ballintubber man. Mayo's all-time leading scorer does the necessary, puts it over, and we've played 5 minutes now in the second half. It's Mayo ahead, 11 points to 5. Our coverage brought to you thanks to O'Halloran and O'Brien Construction in the UK. The restart coming from Colm Lavin from Aero was looking for the quick one, but Mayo have cut off supply to all those possibilities, and instead he's forced to go long with it, and long he does. Finds Richard Hughes from the Roscommon Gaels Club. Hughes sprays it over to that far side, looking to play it down the flank now for Jermouth Murtagh to chase. Has 3 points so far this afternoon. That one has gone out for a sideline ball.
Yeah, well, viewers and listeners wouldn't have seen that time actually. The sprint that Jordan Flynn made back into his own full back line when he saw the danger arising, and that Stephen Cohen actually also got into a very, very good defensive position. But that work rate off the ball has been a feature of Mayo's game all day.
Here comes Enda Smith trying to make room for himself, makes the space, gets the shot away. That's a fine score from Enda Smith, his first of the afternoon, and it's back once again now to a 5-point game.
Back to a 5-point game, a well taken point by Enda Smith. But wouldn't you love to see a Roscommon goal, Michael D, just from the point of view of actually livening matters up, because it has been a disappointing contest tonight. It's been devoid of venom, devoid of passion, and that will to win you'd love to see from Roscommon has been absent. Well,
Mayo had 2 clean sheets against Kerry and Tyrone last days out. Let's see if they can maintain another clean sheet here this afternoon. Roscommon certainly have more about them in this second half, there's no doubt about it, and are now transitioning well, moving it inside. Here comes Ben O'Carroll, goes past Sam Callanan, 13 metres out, but Callanan does well to recover. That's wonderful play from the Balna Stephen man, and away come Mayo now with Tommy Conroy.
Great play from Callanan and the way he dispossessed him, but he was in, the invitation was there due to the indecision of the Roscommon forward. The Roscommon forward, I think it was Ben O'Carroll, got inside him, and he just more or less invited Callanan to dispossess him, and Callanan duly obliged.
Here comes Mayo once again. Paddy Durkin, quick ball into Cillian O'Connor, trying to sell a dummy, but he's been swarmed there. Good play by Conor Daly. Eventually Mayo still come away with it. Paddy Durkin gives it short to Fionn McDonough. Now it's with Jordan Flynn. Diarmuid switched it into the centre towards Jack Carney, 45 metres out, takes on his man in the large D, going to have a go at it. That is a fantastic score from Jack Carney. Lost his footing in the process, but was still able to nail it over the bar.
Oh, well, a lovely little hop, skip and jump. He looked like somebody auditioning for Riverdance, the way he kind of just gave a lovely little dummy hop on his, get onto his right hand side, and then sliced the ball over the bar. But again, all of that came around Cillian winning the ball in the corner, recycling it, and Carney eventually getting loose and making the most of the opportunity.
7 minutes gone here in Dr. Hyde Park. 6-point advantage restored. Roscommon down at the other end now, looking to see if they can keep trying to put the pressure on, but that one has gone out wide, a fourth wide for Roscommon.
Well, I have to mention something there. Dermot O'Connor got back that time, along with Conor Hussey. Conor Hussey had about a 5-yard start on him, but Dermot O'Connor called up on him and passed him out. The Mayo fitness levels, the Mayo running power surpasses anything that Roscommon have been able to bring to the game today.
Well, that's a blatant shoulder in the back Jack Carney done there on Keith Doyle from Rory Byrne's kick out, and the free given to Roscommon. They take it quickly, they're in possession about 40 metres out. That's a Hail Mary up in the sky. It's gone so high that we can't even see it at the moment. Back down, a bit of snow on it there as well. That's the Mayo man that gets to it, and now they're transitioning out of their own half on the counter attack now with Jordan Flynn. There's a nice 1-2 there with Sam Callanan. Mayo are ahead by 6 points. They've lost it though, just coming out there in traffic. It's there now with Ciara Murtagh trying to get past 3 Mayo men. Overzealous in the tackles as Brendan Cawley, free in for Roscommon.
Well, I know it's the Feast of the Transfiguration today, but that ball went so high up in the sky you couldn't see it. It came down out of a cloud eventually.
Yeah, it came down, it took its while, but where we're broadcasting from here in the stand, there's the roof going over us, and we literally could not see the O'Neills. It was gone so high in the sky. Here comes Roscommon looking to bring it back to a 5-point game. This opportunity from Diarmuid Murtagh. He already has 3 points to his name, 2 from frees, 1 from play. Will this be a Cahir? It will. That's a good score. And Roscommon keeping in touch with Mayo.
Yeah, two Murtagh brothers are fine footballers, beautiful footballers, lovely footballing skills, and again in those situations, I know it's a place kick and that, but there's a lovely style to the way they strike a ball, and give them the opportunity to go to make the most of it.
Rory Byrne goes long with the kick out, steering it over towards that far side, looking for Fionn McDonough. That has bypassed Fionn and also Diarmuid and a couple of Roscommon players, and the free has been awarded to Roscommon for pushing the back. 1 sent in, and it's Inda Smith pushing in the back this time, clear as day, and it's a free out. Free taken quickly. Fionn McDonough gathers it over on that far side, looking to transition the ball quickly into the attack. Free awarded. And
I think it was James Carr actually.
James Carr that got it there a second time.
But Jan, you know, when the free was committed by when the foul was committed that time by Roscommon, Mayo didn't delay. They didn't delay in taking the free kick. They took it very quickly. They're just playing at a pace that Roscommon are finding it very difficult to match.
James Carr takes the free, brings it forward, and that's just careless play. It's gone out for a sideline ball. Not coming off for them there. We have played 10 minutes in this second half. It's still Mayo ahead quite comfortably, leading by 5 points, 12 points to 7. Roscommon certainly a more improved performance in this second half.
Yeah, and I'm watching actually the sideline at the moment. There's 2 or 3 Mayo subs warming up. I see no shade down in front of us. Whether Kevin McSay uses him today or not, it remains to be seen. But just right now, they're just so much. They're really quite comfortable. But I say it again, a Roscommon goal could kind of change matters completely and give them the energy and give them the confidence that they're so lacking right now.
I certainly would, as Diarmuid Murtagh again does very well to run on to the end of that one. He's been tracked over there by Jack Coyne over in that far corner, trying to cut inside. Murtagh gets support. It's played back out now. Roscommon 30 metres out into Smith, trying to dance his way around that Mayo defence. He needs support. Calling for it all on his own is Brian Stack. Stack eventually gets possession. Again, close enough to the stand side, about 30 metres out. Short pass to David Murray. Murray to Kieran Murtagh. Murtagh back again now to Inda Smith. Try and go past David McBride. McBride does well to stand him up there on the end line. Back out it goes to Richard Hughes. Hughes going to have a shot off his left, and that's a 5th wide for Roscommon.
5th wide for Roscommon, but one of the things that time that was noticeable is that there wasn't the support play that Smith needed in the corner when he got that ball. There was nobody coming to actually relieve him, to take the ball from him, and as a consequence the ball was kind of really put into no man's land and the shot came to nothing.
Matty Ruan gathers play from the restart there from Rory Byrne, and here come Mayo now with Paddy Durkin. Durkin just inside his own half, looking to skip past the challenge of Kieran Murtagh. Instead he opts to switch it over to the far side, and Carl Loftus now looking to play it down that flank. Good ball. It's Mayo coming now with Tommy Conroy. Try and go past the challenge of 3 Roscommon players. He does. Plays a clever ball inside. Could be a chance here for Mayo. It's Sarah killing O'Connor. O'Connor to the block on that Roscommon player. Takes a zing out of it, and Roscommon clear their lines.
Good defending by Roscommon. Got around, I think, both Stephen Cohn and Killian O'Connor in the number. So that was a very good.
Mayo with it back. It's there with Jack Carney. Oh, an error for Roscommon, and Jack Carney has punished them. Oh my word, what were they thinking? It was real careless play from Roscommon in defence. Just when they were soloing it out, Jack Carney was there to punish. The keeper was off his line and he buried it.
Well, just when you're saying the great bit of defending by Roscommon, getting around their net in numbers, the goal, I've used it a few times today, Michael. They have gifted Mayo a goal that time. There was no goalkeeper there. He put it into the empty net, but that's down to a combination of sloppiness on Roscommon's part and persistence on Mayo's. Yeah. And I see Bob Toohey has come in now instead of Fionn McDonough.
Well, that's a wonderful goal. 13 minutes into the second half. Roscommon punished at the back, and here come the home side now, looking to respond to that major blow, it has to be said, and really any hope that Roscommon had of getting something from this game has certainly flickered away with that goal from the Kilmeena man. Here come Roscommon now over that far side, looking to respond with a point. It's from a tight angle, and that has gone over. That's a fabulous score.
Was it David Murray?
It was the substitute, number 24, Derek Craig.
Derek Craig, sorry, I should say, yeah. Lovely score with his left foot over in the far corner at the graveyard, the end of the ground. But a good score, very good score from Roscommon.
Yeah, fine score. We've played almost 15 minutes here of the second half in Dr. Hyde Park, and Roscommon certainly needed that score, but they're trailing Mayo now 112 to 8 points, and Mayo in possession once again just around the middle of the park as Paddy Durkin gets onto possession, sends Jack Coyne on his way, and Diarmuid O'Connor looking for it now. Back to Jack Coyne it goes. This man is certainly eating up plenty of ground here at Dr. Hyde Park. Plays it forward for Jordan Flynn. Flynn soling his way past 2 Roscommon defenders. Try and get into the centre for himself. Gets the shot away, and the referee blows his whistle. Free in. The ball does end up in the back of Roscommon net, but the whistle was blown long before that, and it'll be a free out.
Whistle was blown on before. I think Diarmuid O'Connor was it who put it into the net. I think Killian it was who had committed the free a moment or two earlier. I feel he got got into a bit of a tangle with one of the Roscommon defenders, and in the process I think there is a Roscommon defender down injured right now. But just okay, I thought the early scores there, I thought the couple of Kieran Murtagh's early score, I thought would have given, when it brought it back to a 4-point game, would have given Roscommon the energy to come on and make a contest of this. And Smith then got a lovely point to respond to Killian O'Connor's couple. But that goal by Jack Carney, in fact, the goal and the point by Jack Carney, I think, and maybe I'm being a little bit kind of premature, but I think it has actually put an end to the contest, and I think there's only going to be one winner now. Like, when you think about it, there's a 7-point advantage for Mayo. We're 15 minutes gone in the second half, or 16 minutes gone. It's looking good for Mayo.
12,400 is the capacity here this afternoon at Dr. Hyde Park. A good crowd, but I just get the sense, Martin, from the Roscommon supporters here in front of us and around the ground as well, they're very disappointed. I know we get the viewpoint from Seamus again at full time, but just hearing him there at half time, he was disappointed, not scoring until the 20th minute, just lacking the energy that they've brought to the league so far this season. They looked fantastic in their opening few games. They were a bit flatter, I hear, last week against Monaghan, and again today they look flat.
Well, they look flat indeed today. I mean, whatever kind of, shall we say, malaise was there against Roscommon or against Monaghan last weekend hasn't improved today. Just from the word go today, they've never really, you've never had a sense that they really wanted to make a game of this, and they've been just chasing shadows, to be honest about it. Mayo have been doing what they want to. I noticed Stephen Rochford and Kevin McSay down there at the moment are having a word with Diarmuid O'Connor, and one of the Roscommon defenders is actually coming off. It seems to have done damage, been helped off, and there'll be
Donny Smith is coming on to replace Conor Daly. So Donny Smith is coming on, and Conor has been helped off there.
Yeah, Conor got a very good score early in the game, or before half time actually, but looks in a bit of trouble there. That's a big blow to Roscommon, because he's been one of their better players today.
Yeah, he certainly has. I see Kevin McStay as well gives a pass in the back as he's walking off. Of course, would know him very well from his time as Roscommon's senior boss, as Roscommon's kick out is won again by Mayo underneath the stand side, and here comes Killian on his bike. Killian looking to play it forward. That one just has got away from Mayo. Jordan Flynn is holding his face. Referee blows his whistle. It's a free out, but Jordan got a bit of a knock there in the process.
But did you notice the contrast in speed there? The contrast in movement. Mayo are so fluent, they're so at ease with themselves, they're finding each other so readily and so effortlessly, and Roscommon are not able to play at the pace that Mayo are establishing.
It's a 7-point advantage for Kevin McStay's Mayo over Roscommon here in this Division 1 encounter in Dr. Hyde Park. Our coverage brought to you thanks to O'Halloran and O'Brien Construction in the UK. We have played 18 and a half minutes in this second half. Here comes Roscommon once again now, this time in the shape of Kieran Murtaugh. I see Aidan O'Shea is getting to be ready to be introduced in just a few moments. He's down below us. He has his training top off and is ready to be introduced. Here comes Richard Hughes now for Roscommon. 45 metres out, skipping past the challenge of Jordan Flynn. Short pass to the Roscommon captain Brian Stack. They're trying to knife their way inside, and eventually that one is gone up and over the bar. That's a fine score from Roscommon's Tiger O'Rourke. It was that put that one up and over the bar.
Yeah, that's a good score, because I thought they were taking it unnecessarily into traffic, but no, he took the ball, got it on his left foot and struck it confidently over the bar.
Aidan O'Shea just been introduced to replace Jordan Flynn, and Aidan O'Shea, as we know, has had a fantastic league campaign so far. In particular, last weekend was sublime. That pass to James Carr has been spoken about all week. It was top drawer stuff. Here comes Roscommon once again now. They're starting to get their tails up a small bit. Into Smith, space opening up. He's into Smith. It's a goal for Roscommon, and that has certainly lifted the roof here on the home support in Dr. Hyde Park. Into Smith with the finish, and now we really have a game in our hands, Mark Carney. 3-point game.
Well, from the point of view of a contest, that's exactly what the game needed. From a Mayo point of view, to be disappointed with that. Ennis Smith showed admirable composure that time. Took it around, I think it was Matthew Ruan, and stroked to the net. Rory Byrne came out to try and narrow the angle, but it didn't work. That's exactly what the game needed, what the contest needed, and that's a good fine score from Roscommon. It brings it back. We were talking a few moments ago about being whatever it was, a 9-point game or something, back down to 3 now.
Yeah, the obituary was almost written, but it certainly has changed on its head here with 1-1 in quick succession, and it's Mayo 1-12, Roscommon 1-9. We have an exciting final quarter in store now. Here comes Mayo. What will the response be from that Roscommon major from Inda Smith? In possession over the far side is Jeremy O'Connor. Tommy Conroy has been fouled inside. The referee has spotted it, is bringing the ball in. This will be a gilt-edge opportunity for Mayo, and really that's careless from Roscommon just to get a goal like that, to give a needless free away. Needless free away. I think Conroy was trying to make a run out to get on the ball, but I think number 18 it was actually on the Roscommon team conceded the free, and as a consequence a tap over for Killian actually. Yeah, Colin Walsh, the player in question from Oran, who missed the foul, and Killian O'Connor puts that one up and over. It's the 7th point for Killian. Mayo leading once again now by 4 points. We have 14 minutes to go. 14 minutes to go again. Rain starting to come down now, and it's all to play for. Another score or two from Roscommon, I'll tell you, it'll make for a very interesting end to the game. But again, listeners, this rain is coming down quite heavily now, and this will actually change matters quite a bit. Certainly will, and we know the temperatures are starting to dip already today as well. You can certainly feel it. I'm looking for my coat. Where is it? Yeah, looking for the quota. Here comes Roscommon in possession as Richard Hughes. Hughes just below us on the stand side. Aidan O'Shea just slips, to the delight of some of the Roscommon supporters here in front of us. Here comes Donny Smith now once again. Smith trying to go past the challenge there of Jack Carney, or as Dave McBrien it was on that occasion. Still there now with Colin Walsh for Roscommon. They're about 50 metres out from that Mayo goal. 4-point game. Mayo 113, Roscommon 19. All the Roscommon players inside the Mayo half. Every player inside Mayo half, including Colin Lavin, the goalkeeper. Here comes Richard Hughes now. Hughes looking for options, looking to play a quick ball inside, and it just didn't work out for him, and that has trickled wide. A 6 wide of the day. 6 wide, but he butchered that. I see the umpire has changed his mind, so obviously someone did get a touch to that. They've overruled it, and it is going to be signalled for a 45, so that's back to 5 wide for Roscommon. Certainly from this remove I didn't see the 45, but just looking at it going in, it looks actually as if Paddy Durkin may have got his fingertips to it. Yeah, Richard Hughes with the effort in, and as you say, it does look like Paddy Durkin did get his fingertips to it. Here comes the effort from Ben O'Carroll, and we can write back 6 wides again. That is a 6 wide for Roscommon. 6 wides for Roscommon. That was a good opportunity lost, because again a score there would have brought it back to a 3-point game going into the last 10 minutes or so. Well, whoever wins this, certainly in a good position for appearing in a league final in the first weekend in April. There's a while to go yet. The restart comes from Rory Byrne. There's a plethora of players on both sides looking to win that one, and eventually it was Jeremy O'Connor. He's getting a good thump as well there in the process, and he has given the free to Roscommon. He got a slap that time, I'll tell you, and the referee is going to have a word with the linesman over that one. There could be one of the Roscommon players in trouble over that. I don't want to mention a name, but I'm feeling there was a bit of a thumb shown unnecessarily so. Oh, well, yeah, we see it. We can see it there. Yeah, I think Tiger O'Rourke. Yeah. Tiger O'Rourke definitely got the fist away, and I'd say he is in trouble. There was no need for that. It's a yellow card, so just a yellow card for that one. I see Ryan O'Donoghue getting ready to come on, and also warming up is Conor Cox. So the big gun's been rolled out on every side. The ball been thrown in by Brendan Cawley. Aidan O'Shea jumps up to contest it, but it's Roscommon that come away with it. Roscommon just marginally inside the Mayo half with Kieran Murtagh. Murtagh's fouled, and they've certainly got the bit between the teeth now in these final 10 minutes.
Well, there's an urgency there that has been absent for, shall we say, 2/3 of the game up to now, but it's certainly Roscommon have got the bit between the teeth. It's amazing what that goal, how it has revived them.
Niall Daly, good ball to Donny Smith, dispossessed goal by Paddy Durkin. Also great assistance by Matty Ruan. They're on the overlap, they're on the counter. Here comes Mayo with Paddy Durkin. There's opportunities to our left. Bob. It's still there for Mayo. Bob Toohey plays it back to Aidan O'Shea. O'Shea in the large D looks for Paddy. Also there is Kearney. Now it's with James Carr, and James Carr's effort, is it even going to go out? It's not. It's kept in back there by Colin Walsh.
Kept in by Colin Walsh that time again. Bob Toohey made a great burst forward. He needed somebody maybe in front of him to take a pass from him, but a bad turnover from a Roscommon point of view in their last attack. They've squandered a couple of opportunities in the last few moments, just down to a little bit of lack of composure.
Here come Roscommon now again with number 24, Dara Craig. Craig plays a nice ball down that near flank on the stand side. Back to Craig once again, looking at the post. Instead, obviously the short to Donny Smith. James Carr puts the hand in. Referee says it's a foul. It's of the harsh variety, you could say, but nonetheless it is a foul, says the referee. Ryan O'Donoghue is coming on, and he is replacing number 23, Killian O'Connor.
Yeah, Killian's coming off for Ryan O'Donoghue. Again, Ryan probably was itching to get in there over the last few minutes. I was watching him down on the sideline doing his little kind of manoeuvres, but what we have at the moment, what we've left at the moment is, what is it, about 9 minutes or so. There's still all to play for.
Conor Cox is on now to replace Diarmuid Murtagh as well. Now, in fairness, Diarmuid Murtagh, he's been one of Roscommon's main stays throughout the course of the afternoon. He's kicked 4 points. Ryan O'Donoghue on the field as well for Mayo, their leading scorer, 119 so far in this year's Division 1 campaign. But it's Roscommon with an opportunity, a free from just outside the 45-metre line, to bring it back to a 3-point game. Here comes Conor Cox, gets the height, has the accuracy. What a fantastic score. The first thing he's been asked to do since coming on the field, and he answers it.
Yeah, hadn't warmed up or anything like that, but took on the responsibility and simply struck it delightfully over the bar. Now the last 10 minutes is going to be interesting.
They really are. 3-point game. Mayo 113, Roscommon 110. Their restart from Rory Byrne, steering it over towards the stand side. Up goes Diarmuid O'Connor. The Ballintubber man does excellently well. Looks at options available to him. It's Ryan O'Donoghue. Space is opening up. Here comes the mullet man. He solos. He's playing it across the face of goal. It's off the crossbar. That was a glorious opportunity. O'Donoghue across the face of goal. It was Tommy Conroy, I think, that was there to try and bury it, but it's off the crossbar, and Roscommon survive.
That was a sitter. A great move that time by Ryan O'Donoghue. Flicked it across to Tommy Conroy, coming in, flicked it against the crossbar. Actually, in fairness, the goalkeeper had the angle covered, but it came off the crossbar. That was game, set and match how they got in, but again Roscommon survive.
Certainly the second half, Martin, has been a far bigger improvement, because at first half we were contemplating, and some supporters were wondering about trying to get out a bit early to beat the traffic.
They won't be going early at the moment, I'll tell you. There's plenty to play for.
Here comes Roscommon. They're sending it down that far flank. Conor Cox has certainly added some potency since coming onto the field in the last few moments. Here he goes again. It's from a tight angle, and that's dropped short into the hands of Rory Byrne. We have 7 minutes of normal time to go. Mayo ahead by 3 points. A Roscommon man hits the deck. Supporters asking for justice, but the referee didn't see it. He says play on. I see a Roscommon medical personnel running onto the field to play now to attend to that player, but meanwhile it's Mayo in possession and taking the ball forward into that Roscommon half. Back there is Durkin in possession, been tracked by Ben O'Carroll. Now advance the ball forward. Good running. It's Matty Ruan. Back to Paddy Durkin. Takes a good shoulder. Still there. Switching over to Bob Toohey. Space opening up. The young Mitchell's man off his left boot.
A beauty.
Oh, what a the score from
beauty.
Chewy. Absolutely wonderful.
Delightful, beautiful the way he stroked that ball over the bar. The man would run for Ireland. He's all over the pitch, making himself available. But that time, that guy is blessed with footballing skills on top of wonderful athleticism. And that was a wonderful response. Because up to then, for the last few minutes or so, both teams have squandered great chances to actually add to their scores. But here again...
here comes Mayo again. They've punished that kick out and they're coming. James Carr off his right boot, and that's up and over the bar. Well, that again, wonderful play, wonderful pressure applied from Mayo. And it was James Carr with the finish. It was Jack Carney who picked up the pieces from that kick out from Lavin, and good finish from Carr.
Good finish from Carr, but again, how many kick-outs today have gone wrong for Roscommon? When they look at the video of this game and when they go into the stats of this game, they will see that a lot of the Mayo scores came from Roscommon errors.
It's a 5-point game now. Mayo 115, Roscommon 110. Less than 5 minutes of normal time to go. Roscommon aren't done just yet. Sending a quick ball in. The foul committed on Conor Cox on the verge of the large D. And this will be an opportunity now to bring it back to a 4-pointer.
Back to a 4-pointer, but those last two scores, the one from two, he was just a beautiful collector's item, the way he stroked it over the bar from an awkward angle. But I should say, Jack Carney applied great pressure on Colin Cox's Colin Lavin's kick out, and again James Carr. Many points is that he's got for the day? Well, I think it's 4 or 5 anyway.
Yeah, he had 2 in the first, and that's actually his 3rd point of the day.
His 3rd, that's right, just one in the second half.
Conor Cox with that free dispatch us back now to a 4-point game. Mayo looking to bring on more fresh legs. We'll tell you about those in just a moment. It's Aidan O'Shea in possession, gives a short pass to Matty Ruan. Matty hits the deck, ref says play on, and Aidan sprays it over now to the stand side to Paddy Durkin. Jack Carney looking for it, gives it to the Kilmina man, 45 metres out. Mayo ahead by 4, back to Aidan O'Shea. Now it's with Ryan O'Donoghue, takes a solo, back to Paddy Durkin, 45 metres out from that Roscommon goal. Sprayed into his own half now, back to David McBride. I see Conor McStay and Jason Doherty both getting ready to be introduced to the field of play as well.
But I'm just watching actually Jack Coyne off the ball. The run he has made, the 2 or 3 runs he has made, the stretch the Roscommon defence has been really impressive.
Oh, that pass just didn't work out from David McBride, but it has worked out in the end because Roscommon's into Smith has been penalised for overcarrying. Now Mayo making the substitutions. Number 22 Conor McStay is on, and also let me say Jason Doherty. James Carr is making way, and I think it's Matty Ruan, is it?
Yeah, James Carr is one definitely, and I think
no, it's not Matthew.
It's not Matthew Ruan. I can't see who's coming off actually at the moment.
Oh, I see now Tommy Conroy and James Carr.
Conroy and James Carr, that's the pair that's coming off.
Yeah, Tommy Conroy and James Carr are off, and Conor McStay is on along with Jason Doherty. The free taken quickly by Mayo into Aidan O'Shea. O'Shea has it in hand, just a slippy surface. The ball almost got away from him. He still has it, but the referee is a judge that he fouled Roscommon player, and it's going to be a free out.
I think he's kind of pointing to his wrist that he was maybe holding the Roscommon player by the wrist. I thought myself it was quite a harsh call against Aidan O'Shea, but the referee's the one that matters. 2
minutes of normal time remaining. It's Mayo ahead by 4 points, 115 to 111. There is still time for Roscommon to garner something from this game. They're in possession, just inside their own half. Back there with Kilroy looking to play it down that far flank for Conor Cox to chase just too much on it, and that's gone out for a sideline ball for Mayo inside their own 13-metre line.
Yeah, he'll try and manage the last couple of moments of this. The referee now is going over. I don't know what he's actually he's got into the corner. He's giving a free in actually, I think, for Roscommon. I don't know what it's for. There must have been some Mayo player holding a Roscommon player off the ball, or is he going to throw it up between two?
Yeah, he's going to throw it up between the two. And I'm not so sure it was the case that maybe he overstepped the line when he was taking the line ball. We'll have to get clarification on that, but nonetheless he is going to throw up the ball between them, and it's Big Tiger O'Rourke that was able to come away with it and wins possession. Roscommon have it now, back out to the 45 metre line, trying to get it into the shooters. Conor Hussey transitions the ball to Colin Walsh, calling for it all on his own. Here is David Murray, eventually gets it. Murray, short hand pass to Richard Hughes. Mayo players swarm around him, back out to Donny Smith. Roscommon 40 metres out from that Mayo goal. It's there now with Kieran Murta, recycles it back to Richard Hughes. Roscommon trailing Mayo by 4 points. They're sending in one around the house. It's a Hail Mary, but big Davy McBride is back there to mop up the pieces and clear their lines. Back out now to Ryan O'Donoghue has a lot of Roscommon traffic around him, does well to get it away, but Jack Kearney in the process has been dispossessed, and it's going to be a free for Roscommon.
Yeah, I think it was Jack Kearney actually who won the ball in the full back line in the first situation. Came out, judged to have fouled the ball, and a free now for Roscommon. But again, Roscommon need to score, but they have nobody inside in their full forward line to put the ball into.
Donny Smith for Roscommon gives a short pass into the centre to Brian Stack, the captain. Stack looking at options, gives it short to Niall Daly. Just waiting to see what's going to go up on the scoreboard. Here comes Roscommon. It's opening up for them. It's there. Conor Cox. It's a goal for Roscommon. A second goal for Roscommon. Conor Cox has made a huge impact since coming on, and now we're in for a grandstand finale.
That's a fabulous goal for Roscommon. Beautiful move, great movement off the ball, but not for the first time. A lovely bit of composure, excellent finish from Roscommon. Number 23 it was Conor Cox. Excellent score.
And there's 5 minutes of additional time has just gone up on the board. 5 minutes of additional time, and it's Roscommon 2-11, Mayo 1-15, a 1 point game. 5 minutes of additional time remaining, and we're into the first of those.
We're into the first of those, into the second of those actually at the moment, but like from a Roscommon point of view, that's a real lifeline for them. 1 point game. Who would have expected this 5 minutes into the second half, 10 minutes into the second half? Been a great response from Roscommon. Kevin McSay will be somewhat perplexed by this, because having seemingly enjoyed all the advantages, they've been split open twice. We had been so kind of complimentary about their defence early on, but that time on 2 occasions they were opened up with ease.
Now the restart to come from Rory Byrne. The home support certainly have found their voice. Stephen Cohn does well. There was pressure there from David Murray applied. Gets the support coming from Jack Kearney. Kearney finds Bob Toohey. Jersey being tugged. Referee playing the advantage. Now it's with Matty Ruan. Gives the short to Conor McStay. Back out it goes to Jeremy O'Connor. Mayo 45 metres out from that Roscommon goal. We have 3 minutes of injury time remaining. Still holding on to possession is crucial. A 1 point lead Mayo are holding, which Aidan O'Shea now has the leverage in hand. Gives it to Paddy Durkin, looking to go one of those trademark skips. Gives it short to Tommy Conroy. Conroy back now to Conor Loftus. Crucial for Mayo to hold on to possession. 2.5 minutes to go. Jeremy O'Connor looking for Ryan O'Donoghue. Quick hands. O'Donoghue to Matty Ruan. He's going inside. Ruan puts it over the bar. Mayo ahead by 2. That was great build-up play and a great finish from Matty.
Lovely hands by, was it Ryan O'Donoghue that time, in setting up the score. Matty Ruan, the man inside him, took on the responsibility. Confidently put dispatch between the posts. Great score for Mayo.
2 point game, and we have less than 2 minutes now of injury time. 1:16 Mayo, 2:11 Roscommon. As we say, the first half certainly wasn't a classic, but the second half has livened up by no end. Gone out for a sideline ball over that far side for Mayo.
Yeah, and Roscommon will get a lot of heart from this, a lot of heart in the way they actually came back in the second half. Once they got that first goal, it certainly gave them the confidence to come at Mayo a little bit more, put a little bit more urgency into the game. And there's no doubt about it, it made for a very entertaining last quarter.
Mayo coming again, finishing strong. McBride to Durkin. Durkin gives it short to Ryan O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue's pass has been intercepted there by Inda Smith. Gets support from Conor Hussey. And still Roscommon, one chance One last saloon, surely. We have just over a minute of additional time remaining. Roscommon trailing Mayo by 2 points. Referee blows his whistle and it'll be a free for Roscommon just inside their own half.
Yeah, I think he's blowing Aidan O'Shea for pulling the jersey, getting Aidan O'Shea a yellow card as well. That's what you call it, shall we say, a foul, just to kind of break any rhythm that Roscommon might have created in that situation. But one last chance for them.
They're coming again now with Richard Hughes to the goal scorer of that second goal, Conor Cox. Back to Hughes, into the centre it goes now to Donny Smith, sending in a Hail Mary and around the house. This one is going to the right and wide, a 7th wide it is, so it's as you are. Mayo ahead by 2 and we have 30 seconds of injury time to go.
30 seconds of injury time, and again a wasted opportunity. I know he was going for the score, possibly it was slightly outside his range. Again, nobody inside from a Mayo or from a Roscommon point of view to receive the ball.
One last passage of play, surely. The restart comes from Rory Byrne. What a fetch from Aidan O'Shea, right in the middle of the field. Lorna Parka, and a good pass now to pick out Bob Toohey. Bob gets the return pass, going to turn and shoot, and that is gone to the near post and wide.
Well, it's gone wide, all right, from a Mayo point of view, but nonetheless it's as good as a score at this moment of time. The 5 minutes of injury time are up. The referee, I think, will blow the ball or blow the whistle from this restart.
Well, no, he's allowing one more passage of play, as Lavin went short with that kick out, and Roscommon need a goal. A point is no good to them at this stage. They're trailing by 2, 75-30 on the clock. We're given 5 minutes of additional time. Niall Daly calling for it all in his own over here. One last hurrah. A goal is what the Rossies need. Niall Daly sending one in around the large rectangle, looking for a Roscommon man. Is there but O'Carroll shoots. It's been blocked and Mayo will clear their lines. Oh, that was a glorious opportunity.
That was an opportunity.
And
full
there
time.
is the full-time whistle. Mayo are top of Division 1, a 2-point win over Roscommon, but boy were they made fight for it.
They were made fight for it at the bitter end, and that was an opportunity that could have got in. A great ball went in. It was taken by number 13 and again defended excellently. A mixture of a combination of Diarmuid O'Connor and David McBride came away with the ball. Jack Carney also played very well, was back in that defensive situation, but the effort that Roscommon put in the second half after that period where Mayos were in total control of the game is worthy of mention, and it made for a fabulous last quarter. We were talking among one another at half time and saying it resembled a challenge match more than anything else, but boy, last 15-20 minutes, great game of football.
Brilliant game of
excellent
football.
Game
it
of
has
football.
to be said. You have to be very happy with that from a Mayo perspective. Another win. Kevin McStay's unbeaten run continuing, Martin Carney, and they're looking very impressive.
They looked very impressive until maybe when the pressure came on at the end, and when Roscommon came out of their shell and played with purpose at the end. They asked an awful lot of questions of Mayo. In fairness, Mayo responded quite well, but it was a wonderful last quarter of football. Looking at it, we just take a neutral helicopter view of the thing. That was as enjoyable a last quarter football as you could wish to see. But Mayo, on the basis of maybe the way they played for 3/4 of the game, were probably deserving winners. But you cannot actually kind of go away from this without commending Roscommon in making that comeback on the basis of those 2 excellent goals that they got. And last kick of the game, practically. I was watching yesterday Arsenal and Bournemouth, and they got this last minute game. It nearly happened there again. It nearly happened there again.